This is the Poddy with Serene and Pearl. Get it right, Poddy.
Hey, people, before I intro this podcast, I need to point something out. These guys are 6'3", 6'12" minimum.
6'6".
Whatever. I'm normal height.
You are?
I'm a standard male height.
Which is?
It's 5'10". I'm not a short guy.
We love our short kings.
I do push-ups. These guys, they have a whole life dedicated to athleticism, working out, and their own product line.
Implants. You don't know that?
Plastic surgery, it works.
Anyways, I just need the world to know I wear a medium shirt, and I think it's enough.
I need the world to know that before Danny is opening up, he got down and did push-ups so that he could look a little pumped up. And it's working, Dan. You got some nice delts there.
Welcome back to the Trim Healthy Podcast with Serene, Pearl, Danny, and our very appropriately sized special guests today, Arden and Bowen. And they're going to talk about man stuff.
And they're Serene and Pearl's sons. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I was just proud of myself. Were you proud of yourself when they walked in the door? Put your glasses on. That tells you to wear your glasses.
I left them in there knowing that you were going to make me put them on and take off my shirt.
You walked in the door really cool with the glasses. I thought you were going to,
No, I foresaw that, and I didn't want to do that.
I get the glory for you, not you.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about men today, right? Because Arden, many of you know who follow along with
When we
this
say
podcast.
the name, you do a little bicep contraction, okay? Whoa! That was good.
Many of you know Arden is Serene's son. You may know his story if you're new in the room. Arden looked like this. How many years ago? 7 years ago, you were dying of stage 4 cancer.
Dying, just sick as all can be. 125 pounds of,
At 6'6".
Yeah, stage 4 cancer.
Skeletal.
And by the grace of God, I'm here today. But it's kind of even morphed into something more. Just I've been able, like, Bowen's like my brother, cousin, but like a brother to me. Grew up together and, worked in various different places on and off together. And then recently been able to bring Bowen back on board, and we're like the power team.
I know. Well, I'm very proud because I've never had my son on a podcast, Bowen, and he's kind of like his dad, who everyone...
He's got good hair to it, say.
Everyone knows my husband is Mr. Straight Pants, kind of strong,
You mean like
silent
my dad?
type.
Good hair like my dad?
I don't know. I just
Dad
like
has-
its height. That's all it matters
Charlie
to
has
me.
no
It
hair.
stays
Yeah, my dad
high.
doesn't have hair.
No, I didn't say like the dad. I just said I liked his hair.
So we get our two sons here, and I do want to say, guys, I think those of you that have followed along with us are going to find this very interesting because these two are the pair, and Arden started Undefeated Men, and Bowen has joined them, and they are like, Arden is the purist, like Serene, and Bowen is like the drive-thru dude. What do you call yourself? I don't know.
Drive-thru brew.
Brew.
Drive-thru.
Yeah, he's like
Jew.
We don't put your names on things.
no.
That did not make sense to men.
Aw.
Yeah.
We follow the same things.
like
We just
Sue?
don't put the drive-through food names and labels.
Yeah, because for many years, we didn't force this on you guys. Like, many years we're like, we've got women like, how can I get my husband on plan? And we'll say, well, make him cheeseburger pie. Tell him about...
Have him read the book.
Yeah.
Trim Healthy Mama.
Guys would just eat what their wives made and like it, but a lot of them didn't kind of take it for themselves. And then, Arden, you got sick, and then you got healthy, but not only did you get healthy, you had some sort of brewing purpose inside you.
Yeah, I wanted to help guys get fit mentally, physically, and spiritually, and then that resonated with Bowen. As he's always been that frustrating person who's always good at any athletic sport. Doesn't have to try, and just it has that baseline of great. Maybe not like the best in the world, but like baseline of better than most people that you know. So it's actually taken a long time, like literally since I was diagnosed to now, to actually like match strength with Bowen.
But I want to say two things, okay? I want to
Really?
say this. I love seeing you guys in business together because I remember when you were like 4 and 5. You're a year apart, right? You were just young little cuties. And I remember you guys planning a business together. It was going to be a zoo. Remember that? You had it all mapped out, what wild animals you were going to have and everything.
That. We have a zoo.
We still have the plan.
Yeah. You were going to be in business together.
No.
And the other thing is that I love about the fact that you're in this business, not only getting healthy for yourselves and kind of contending and kind of like raising the bar for your own selves and masculinity and strengthen in every area of masculinity, whether it be in the physical and the spiritual and mental, emotionally. You're raising the bar for yourselves personally. But I love, as a mum, you know, with you, Arden, watching you have gone through such a broken time. And I just remember when it was 18, when you were in the peak of it. And I remember going and traveling with you, Pearl. We went to the airport and I saw I didn't know exactly how old they were, but I saw young guys at the airport in the 18, and I saw them, you know, with their natural muscles that start at that age, and, you know, just their posture and their strength. It's just such a time of prime. And I remember thinking, like, it's just so sad that my boy that was so healthy and whole just, you know, was just broken down like that because of cancer. And it was just like, I just felt so sad. But God took you through that for such a purpose. And I remember when you were coming out of it, you were like, I really want to give inspiration to guys to not only become strong, but strong when they've had a struggle, strong when they didn't think they could be strong when they thought there was no way this could happen to me. I could never be that man. I could never have that strength. And so when you're coming into that, I remember going to church one Sunday, and I think it was like the first time I had heard the song. And one of the lines were, I don't know the name of the song, but one of the lines was, you turned bones into armies. And I remember just weeping and thinking to myself, I saw Arden when he was just bones, like concentration camp bones, just eaten up by the cancer. But God had not only raised him up, but he was raising him up to raise up armies. And I love now that Bowen, your business partner, partner from way back then, is coming alongside of you, and you're going to raise armies.
Yeah.
Well, and we're going to kind of interview you now. We'll stop kind of being mums and speaking for you, which is so hard. But I want to ask you this. You guys coach men, trim healthy dads, or trim healthy husbands, but also others? Is it just trim healthies?
Any man that's struggling.
Now, your ages... I don't know how old my son is. I think he's like 25.
26.
26, okay.
I'm 27. Yeah.
Yeah. You're young, right? But what age groups are you just coaching young men, or what is it?
No, I'll let you speak to that.
Yeah, I'll let you answer. Oh.
Yeah, so no, right now we're actually coaching all ages of men. So, I mean, we don't have any really younger guys, but our guys our age all the way up to 72 right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, do they look at you like you have nothing to do with my life, you don't know what I'm going through at 72, or do they somehow listen to you young bucks?
I think they do listen, and then also another awesome part about my story is that's what we're trying to help guys shift over, because a lot of guys think that, hey, since I'm have years of sedentariness and I'm fat, you don't understand because you're young, right? Or you have good genetics, and that's not the case. It's just years and years of bad decisions and bad health habits. And we want, also with my story, them knowing that I've been through something, and that our mission as Undefeated Men, which Bowen's hopped on now, is we are not just about being young and getting sexy for beach time. It's, it's about getting healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually, and challenging the thought of I'm going to give up because I'm too old, or I'm too fat, or I'm too sick, or I'm too unhealthy. And that's when you said that that it was hard seeing me weak and falling apart. Yes, but we want to the mission is we want to encourage guys to, when they are at that point, they're still strong. Mm-hmm. They still can be strong. Whatever they're going through doesn't have to define them, and they can be incredibly strong, even mentally, because we're not just doing the physical component. But I mean, you had a coaching call last week with a guy, and he said, I didn't think I could ever get to this point, and he actually does believe it now.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so you said about my son Bowen, you said everything comes easy to Bowen. He's always athletic, all of that. But I have seen...
That was a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke, but I have seen, people might think, well, he doesn't have to work or do anything to be fit and healthy. But I know for a fact that, you know, Bowen, you grew up pretty healthy. I tried to feed you guys healthy. It wasn't perfect, wasn't Serene's level of perfectionism. But still, for many years, Bowen, and you're a dad of 3, right?
Yep.
You decided, well, okay, that's great. I'll eat mostly healthy, but I'll eat McDonald's for breakfast. So for many years, and, you know, I would do the mum nag thing. Don't eat McDonald's for breakfast, Bowen. You'd be like, ignore mum doesn't know what she's talking about, you know. And yet I've seen you grow into this guy who preps all his food. Like, to everywhere he goes, he's like a Serene. He's taking his meal. Like, so can you speak to that part of your journey, like the diet part? Because you didn't have to do anything earlier, right? You just stayed.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know, I'm getting up there in my age, so
yeah,
my diet's changing with it. But no, yeah. So, I mean, my work schedule before and just the circumstances in life was I didn't always eat McDonald's. But, yeah, I also, even when I did eat McDonald's, I still had a balance. And so, like, you know, my lunch, my dinner, it was all really healthy, my snacks. And I didn't like the fact that I was eating McDonald's, but it was just kind of something I had to do.
Right.
And so now that I am in a position where I can prep more of my meals and things like that,
Yeah.
it's, you know, and you know me, I'm not a chef like
No.
Arden. Arden's the chef in
He
the
is.
group. But so
It's like,
I mean,
why can't you make veal and steak for breakfast?
yeah, I know, exactly.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
can't
no.
you make Scottish salmon over wilted greens? Why not?
I was doing good to make cereal.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't
but-
even know how to wilt a green.
yeah.
But what do you say to someone that you're coaching then who's like, I have to drive through for one of my meals. I just have to.
Yeah. I mean, I think even where I was, where my work schedule was hard, and I thought to myself, I have to drive through. It's just really, I was still being a little bit more, I didn't have to. It was convenient. So that's what I was doing. But if somebody really has to do that, there's always going to be better options at McDonald's. So let's just use McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know, people go to McDonald's for breakfast. They get 2 hash browns, a sausage egg McMuffin, and like a coffee with a bunch of sugar and sweeteners in it.
Mm-hmm.
That is the problem with McDonald's.
Yeah.
If you go to McDonald's, I mean, McDonald's is a problem either way.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But if you go to McDonald's and you get a sausage egg McMuffin and you add an extra egg and take off one of the buns or the muffins,
My son. I'm so proud of him right now.
then that's actually a pretty high protein,
Yeah.
fairly low calorie breakfast, and it's not as bad as.
And it's doing what you can at the time. It's taking people from where they're at to, okay, well, that's not perfect, but that's doable. I could do that.
Yeah.
And changes happen, right?
And what we like to say to guys is overall we're following the same Trim Healthy Mama plan. We're not using maybe the S or E's, or sometimes we are because their wives are cooking and it's helpful for their wives. And that's for, you know, the guys that, you know, know of Trim Healthy Mama and their wives are maybe push them toward us. But it's just about balance, like Trim Healthy Mama. It's about balance. You know, eating your healthy carbs, low glycemic carbs, your majority of your meals around protein and your healthy fats, and then you're balancing, you know, those meals based off of, you know, your activity levels, and you know, that's.
So you're coaching guys. You take them. Have some of them like never prepped food before?
Oh yeah, most of them.
Well, and I think here's the deal. A lot of these guys, you know, most of them maybe haven't, or maybe have tried something for 1 or 2 weeks. We're noticing that everyone that we're coaching have had access to workout plans, has had access to like good meal, you know, plans, like even Trim Healthy Mama.
Okay.
They just get totally lost, and they need accountability. That is the biggest thing.
Really?
Number one, accountability, and then also encouragement, and just like checking them, like, hey, twisting this little mindset, like, no, you can do it, and then them knowing that they're going to be on a coaching call that week. You know, our coaching, you know, our fitness plans that are custom for an individual, and same with our meal plans, those are great, those are awesome. It helps them along their way. But just knowing that we're going to check them and saying, hey, you need to do this. And then another thing is them paying for it.
No, the accountability is crazy because I knew they were coming today.
Yeah.
But had I known the stature in which they would come, I would have been on my game for 2 weeks instead of making excuses for how busy I was and how my pool had a little algae in it and I better tend to that. I would have been like, we're just up till midnight because these brothers are coming and it's kind of difficult.
And another thing, actually, what we're doing is we have a group, we're building a community of guys like-minded.
Okay.
And so they also keep each other accountable. So, we are obviously keeping them accountable. And that's something they do tell us, like he said, accountability is probably the biggest part that most people say is helping them.
Do you find that most guys, and sorry, I'll let you
You
take
so
the
are.
next
You're
questions.
such a-
I am. I should get my paper.
Do I-
Well, I was gonna
Do we
just
get to talk,
top into
Serene?
something.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna say something too.
I'm rude. Sorry.
you're
In
not
our
rude. I'm
coaching
having
program,
fun.
I don't know. You noticed with Dad, Dad didn't want you involved in his fitness life. He didn't.
No, not at all, because it hurt his ego.
Yeah,
And
well,
it
I
was
don't know
like
if it's-
it was like a woman buttoning up his shirt. Telling him what to eat and how to exercise. It's so repulsive
We're
to them.
noticing a lot of that guys want
I
to know
think-
from other guys,
Yeah.
especially dads, and or they're on the same mission in life. We're Christians, we don't want to take that out of our mission. So we bring spiritual side, mental side, and physical side, and all these guys are so buying into that, and then paying for it. When
Yeah,
you
it's a
give
big
something
deal.
for free,
Yeah.
we've given our program literally
Yeah.
to free, and those guys aren't doing it.
I think-
maybe they've done 1 or 2 days.
Can we go back to that woman inspired exercise and training for men? I really feel like instead of inspiring them to be men, it makes them feel like bubbas with their diaper. Like it's almost like, hey, little Freddie, we want to get you into shape. Let mama tell you how to do it. I just feel like it
Well,
works
I think there's a proper
against.
way to do it.
Well, I
just
don't know.
don't
I
think
just think
maybe
that when
some
men
women-
take over men, like men inspire men, I think it makes the woman be able to sit back and relax and just concentrate on getting herself healthy. And I think the men respond better. I think their ego doesn't have to get involved. And I feel like they feel more inspired in a healthy way. And I would like to ask you guys about, you said accountability, and I so agree. Where do you think identity comes into all of it? And I suppose the whole thing about undefeated, that's speaking to their identity.
But I do want to go back to the money thing too after that. But can
we'll go to the money.
Okay, and because that's
Yeah.
in a whole new topic.
Go to the money.
You were saying you've given it away for free and no one did it.
People don't do it for free. They don't. And so we call it we have it like a 3-month program, because that's what scientifically it's kind of proven that people can follow something for 3 months, and then we can extend it or different things like that. But the 90-day Get Fit program, we have a price tag attached to that. And the people that they feel the pain now, so they don't feel the pain later. That's kind of what we say. You either pay now or pay later.
Right.
Pay with a little bit of monetary value, or you pay with serious life
Well, we've
illnesses.
seen that because we still have people reach out to us and Pearl and I'd just love to hear it from you. Could I set aside time with you? And we have done that because we want to give and we just love helping people. These days we don't.
Anyone who could drive in the area to us would
Yeah.
be like, yes, we'll go out to coffee. We'll write you a personal plan. We'll hold your hand through it. And now we're like, read the 1,000-page wisdom book before you even...
This is what we say. We love you, and because we love you, you're either going to read our books by yourself or you're going to hire one of our coaches if you're not a reader, because then we know you'll do it.
And that's the real gift to people is the gift of allowing them to part with a little bit of cash. I mean, it's the same. I had a dude back in the day, a guy, the guy that kind of inspired the "What if you could" mantra. He's the where it came from. And I said, man, could you do that once a week with me? Could you just get into my stuff? Because he was pointing out things that I was just blind to. I could not see these self-limiting beliefs I had. Physically could not. It wasn't a matter of I needed to coach myself up. You can't do it by yourself. And he would, he goes, sure, I'll do it. He goes, and he's a super wealthy dude. He goes, I don't need the money. He goes, but you need to pay me $100 for every hour that we meet. He goes, you need to do it, because if you'll pay for it, he was like, it's gonna is its own gift to you.
That's so great. We've had people offer to pay for their relatives that really need it, and we're like, we'll convince them that it's necessary to do, whether it was with us or somebody else, but we do think we're coming on being the best at this. But they need to pay for it. I don't want you paying for it as a brother or an uncle, and them not realizing that they need to do it.
Because you want their heart in it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So
Their
it's
heart
Remember
has to
when
be
you were
there.
paid for driver's lessons? You got for Christmas, you got free driver's lessons for 6 months or something. You never went to one.
I didn't. I never got my license till I was 28 because I got given these free, and I didn't value it.
And that's
think there's also some other
there's
reasons
so
for
much research into that, business courses. People, if they get it for free, they won't actually do it. But the people that do pay for it actually build their businesses up. If you had one vehicle for the rest of your life, you probably keep that vehicle pretty clean.
Yeah.
But we only have one body. And so many people, they end up trashing it, and they think that they have so many different chances, and we do. It does compound our unhealthiness.
And I think it's value, right? Some people don't have to pay by money, but they have to invest time. Like, I'll go read, my time, my investment, my work is me really researching into it. Now, men, though, they don't necessarily want to read a health book. Most men, right? We've noticed that. The woman, some of them will read, some of them need a coach, but some of them do fine by themselves. But I think, is it a thing with men that they don't necessarily want to read a book? They want to be shown or told? What do you think? What do you think?
Do you want to answer that?
No, I'd say for the most part, yeah, that's true. I mean, and personally speaking, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could watch something, and even like something, I don't know, if there's a book, and there's a 10-minute video summing it all up, I'll watch the 10-minute video every time.
Right. Yeah.
Even if I get some more detail in the book, I feel like and this is just how guys think, with 10 minutes of a summary, I feel like I could do the rest myself.
Yeah, you don't want too many details, right, too?
Well, and guys are like, we don't read the manuals on how to put things together. Like this table, you bought it, you put it in a box. I'm pretty sure the Mikey and JD in this room, they put it together, didn't even look at the manual. They just put it together.
Yeah. And I'm always worrying around my husband saying, "Did you read the manual? There's a leftover screw. Are you sure you read the manual?"
But we did
extras.
Take the first From
I
Healthy.
was thinking.
We did take
extras.
We did take the first From Healthy Mama book and condense it into like a 32-page PDF that will be available hopefully soon too.
Yeah, and it's geared for men.
Yeah,
It's geared
for
for
men.
like,
Oh, it's like the male Cliff Notes?
Mansplained health. It was like what we call it.
Mansplain health.
Genius.
Yeah, it won't be 1,000 pages. It'll be
32
two.
32 pages. Yeah.
32 pages.
We can do 32. Yeah, we can do children's books.
Well, some guys don't even want to read that.
No, they
Yeah, no,
probably
My
seriously.
husband, it's like if he has to read to the children and it's paragraphs. No. He just wants the rhyming little 2 sentences
Yeah,
on each page.
I'll do that.
My
too.
kids know which books to take me.
Yeah, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
friggin' end. Can we go to bed, please? Hey, I got a question for you guys because I remember when we lived out here on the hilltop and you guys were like skinny little teenagers.
Yeah.
I mean, never, would I have dreamed that you guys would be like over 6 foot, looking like 200 pounds of muscle. I mean, it's really cool to go from like your friend's kids, who.
Yeah, you probably slap their bum, say, "Get in line, boy." Get
Yeah,
behind
you
me."
just kind of like
these days.
behind the adult. Yeah, there was no bum slapping.
Okay, sorry.
Gotta clarify.
More of a high five guy. But we can fist
Yeah,
bump.
exactly.
So I'm just curious, how what is the main thing to focus? Like, I want to know the details from consistency to food choices. Like, how do you go from skinny teenagers to way beyond a 45-year-old man in terms of strength and size?
You answer the first. You answer a little bit now.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think there is a main topic or thing you have to focus on. I think you have to focus on all of it and combine it.
And I hate it when people are like, it has good genetics. Good genetics. Like, this is the difference between Bowen and I and good genetics. Like, we have different genetics, right? Bowen's chest muscles like freaking like bands across his chest. My chest looks different. That's genetics. You can still grow a lot of muscle and be fit and not have you can have different genetics. So I don't buy into that lie at all. And then there's like, you're young. Yes, young people can actually be fit because they haven't had enough sedentary time and maybe they're more active in it have a more active lifestyle. But I hate it when people are like, "Oh, you're young, you do you." Older guys need to be fit too, and we are so sedentary as a culture. And this is what we really wanted to talk about: is like, we want to get guys and we want to change this country by getting guys fit. And a whole army of guys where they're saying, "Hey, this starts with us. We're gonna literally lead by example, and we're gonna get fit." Because people don't even walk 10,000 steps a day, and then they're wondering what's going on. Like, we're coaching guys, and this is no poke to them. They're actually doing really well, but they're like, "Man, all I did was drop this massive soda drink and start walking and do some like literally low activities like garden work, golf, different things, and they're changing their life, literally losing pounds a week just by doing that and not even getting into the physical.
Do you feel the
workout
strong?
side yet.
What do you guys think? The stronger that you are physically, that it turns on something inside, and you feel like making more assertive decisions. You feel like, do you think it corresponds, right? It melds.
Yeah.
It's not like
it's a huge confidence boost.
Yes.
Well, yeah, no, sorry. Well, you say that the program, what we want to do is like, and you're right, it is a huge confidence boost. And when you are physically healthy and you're feeling great, you literally feel strong and capable in most areas.
Also, mentally.
Yeah, get into that mic.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No, it's just that when you face Arden.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. So mentally, being in good shape actually there's the mental benefits are just as much as the physical. Mm-hmm. You'll be thinking cleaner, sharper. Mm-hmm. That's one of the biggest things our guys tell us actually is when they're starting to lose weight and get in shape, they're like, I didn't realize this, but the mental benefits are outweighing the physical benefits right now.
Oh, I'm a better parent, especially with my sons. And it's not just because they outweigh me. I don't know how that happened. Whatever, America. But they're also 200 pounds, 6'3".
Yeah, they're football players.
Where's the Mexican gene in you kids? I just skipped over you. It's like they got all the Norwegian.
It's because you spent time on the hilltop.
I've seen some jacked Mexicans. It's not
That's my That's my band name.
You did a
Jacked
good
Mexican.
deltoid. It was good. I liked it.
No, but what I'm saying is,
Lift
like,
up that
I'm not
shirt.
Hey, show
you
the camera.
Oh, yeah,
strong.
look at that deltoid.
You look strong. If you're feeling great and you feel like you can attack life and not like be like tired at the end of the day, you're actually at a metabolically healthy state. You might unless your goal is to be absolutely massive, it is, then you're failing.
Hey,
but if it's not,
most of the rock stars, Danny, and most of the actors, you go to the Grammy Awards, they're all down here, around 5 feet.
Oh no, I want to ask you a question. Okay, I want to ask you a question. Danny started here on this potty as we used to call him Little Dan Dan. Now he's Medium Dan,
I didn't
okay?
mean that as a poke, though.
If you took him, I want to know the exact question because he's got small wrist and genetics. Hey, I want to know this. Could you take Danny, and make him you two? Or is there genetics?
A shorter version, yes.
You could. You could.
Yeah, we could put 20 pounds of muscle on him.
You could.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, we'll come back on this podcast.
It'll be $1,000
in
a
like
pound.
3 months.
Hey, so here's what I'm saying is I noticed you got any phone books in the building? I noticed
You guys that are not watching this on the podcast, you have to watch the YouTube.
So yeah, but I would say my leadership with my sons kind of stepped up. I think instead of I don't know, I was in kind of a season of really focused at work, not really in the gym much, not paying too much attention to the physical side of my life. And I also it corresponded with how I was parenting, and as they were getting older and becoming men, I found that I wasn't really speaking into their manhood. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just because I wasn't like, oh, I'm insecure, I'm not ripped. I mean, it was nothing like cognitively. I just noticed that when I started, and my son, he's a D1 football player, so he started really being like, yo, hey, Dad, you want to work out? And so that for me was like huge motivator. I was like, oh, work out with my son? Like, this is a small window where your son is like, hey, Dad, want to work out?
Yeah.
So I joined him there. Yeah. I started noticing physical benefits, but I wasn't like looking in the mirror going, oh, now I'm going to lead. Now I'm going to speak into his life. I just found that naturally I was starting to speak into things more boldly, more confidently in ways that he really wanted.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he wanted it.
And the thing is too, like, you are healthy, like you're active, you're healthy, you're attacking life, and you're living life with a purpose. And he sees that and he's like, oh, my dad's doing that, I want to do the same. So you doing that has probably led to a lot of his success and muscle gain and just being wanting to be active in the gym.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You doing that
subconsciously, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you were fat and you were drinking sodas and you were barely being active and not I like to use this analogy. Like, do you want your kids to remember you like, oh man, Dad used to do this, or Dad does this?
Yeah, bro.
You know
Come on. Yeah.
Like Dad does this. I remember my dad playing on a trampoline with me. I still see him working out with me. Like, he's my best friend. He's one of my best friends. I don't what if I was all I remember of my dad is now that I'm out of the house, him playing on the tramp with me and playing paintball. What if I had no memory of him working out with me and doing other activities and working on the farm? I'd have not that I still have respect for I would still have respect for my dad, but I'd have not as much as I do now. Just
100%.
knowing that he's attacking life in his older age.
Yeah. When I'm his age, this isn't a thing I did when I was a kid. This is what men do.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, what happens? Can I ask you, what do you hear from men? Obviously, men can't come to you because they're ready to change. But I know what the biggest obstacles are for women, and I'm wondering if they're similar for men. What stops a man from transforming, from getting healthy? What are the biggest things? Is it time, money? What is it?
Well, I think, can I just answer before they answer?
I
Because
wanna
it
hear
stems back to what I was asking them before, and
Yeah.
I'd like them to speak into it.
It might not be right, though.
I think it's identity.
Okay.
I think it's identity. With women, I think they struggle. It's like, well, in my genetics, we're always heavy. We always have to fight it. It's, this is just, I might as well give
I think
up
that's
and eat
garbage
donuts.
too. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah.
That's the truth. But the identity, they have a false identity.
Well, what do you hear from men?
That's definitely one of that. They've and it's also the identity part. They also don't even believe it's true. Like, not even just identity. They don't even believe it's possible because they believe that this is the normal. This is what men should do. We decline in our older age, and that's not true.
Yeah, like dad bod. It has to happen.
Yeah, I want to redefine. I want a freaking six pack. I'm a dad. I did a post of like when my son was born. I was like redefining dad bods. Like I want to not that every man has to have a dad bod, but I want every man to be fit.
Yes.
And that's different.
Why
levels.
do you want every man to be fit?
Because you can lead a more empowered and more determined and effective life. We're meant to be and do what God has called us to be.
You feel
We
more
can't
like
do
a
that.
warrior? Do you feel more in charge? Do you feel more protective? I think you look that way, I think. So.
I mean, I do, and
Yeah.
and the number one thing that we notice, like that close, like really just get guys onto our program more than anything when we talk to them is they say, and all the we cater towards Christians. They number one, they care about God and their relationship with God and being the man that God's called them to be. Number two, they care about their family and wanting to lead with purpose and be like an active father and husband in their family's life. And without health, you're kind of missing both of those.
I've even noticed that with my husband when he had a health turnaround. I noticed that he was just wanting to do more things with you boys. He showed up as even a better husband. He's always been a fantastic husband, but he had more energy, he had more life, he had more spunk. And I even noticed beforehand, I kind of thought maybe he poo-pooed sometimes when you guys were doing your pull-ups and everything outside. He'd be kind of just walk past and give a little look like that. Like he didn't, because he felt like probably he couldn't do it anymore. But now he comes out and he tries to compete with you guys, and there's a sparkle in his eye because he feels like, okay, I'm one of the boys. Yeah. I don't have to be like ashamed to take my shirt off. Now he feels like, I'm part of the pack, and there's a camaraderie, and I think that is just so beautiful and special.
Well, Bowen, you're talking to a lot of these guys one-on-one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is time, because men, most men, some work from home, but they're going to work, then they're coming back, they're trying to give time to their families. Is time a big thing, though?
Yeah, time is definitely a big thing.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the second most heard excuse that we hear. So, and part of what we tell them when they say they don't have a lot of time is when you're in shape and you're going to have more time. You're also going to have more time long term. People who are not in shape.
Well,
Ooh, that's huge.
Exactly. And I love that when Bowen said that. And another thing is structure creates freedom. And most of these guys, they're structured in maybe their work life. But I like to say when you're fit and you're healthy, you're amplified by 10. So if you think you have time, you don't have time now, create the time, wake up earlier. Like for me personally, I have to work out in the morning. I can fit in the evening if I miss something, and it's once or twice a week if I miss something and I'm busy, but I have to work out in the morning. Otherwise, I won't do it. I get demands on by wife, daughter, son. I want to spend time with them.
I feel that you said structure is key, and I see that too as you've helped Sam, as you helped my husband, your dad, because he would have a hard time. He would have a hard time fitting in exercise. But you've restructured it and said, no, Dad, work out with me in the morning. So now he gets up at 5:30 and he feels like he's ready to conquer the world. But by the time I come down and have breakfast with him, and it's like he's got this whole day free. He doesn't have to tick off exercise later on because it's already ticked before his brain even awoke.
Well, as a practical person, though, how, and this is where I come in because I like to start things slowly. A lot of these guys coming to you probably are not fit yet. Are they?
Most of them are not. No.
Not fit. How do you take someone and make it doable in small steps? Do you say work out every day in boot camp, or what are you saying to them? Like, how are you doing this with someone who's not fit?
Yeah, well, so what we do is we actually we have a form that they fill out. So we do every workout, every program based off of them personally. Okay. And so, for some guys, we might start a little bit slower, and some guys we might, get right into it. But what we do is we do have them work out. We throw them in there. We give them 4 workouts a week.
Okay, so 4.
4 workouts a week, but some might start off. We have phases, in our program.
Yeah.
So the first phase, second, and third, and we'll start them off with different exercises. Some of them might just be, going for a walk.
Okay.
And so it feels good once you actually do it. You might dread it before you go.
Yeah.
When you come back from workout or a walk or anything like that, you always feel better.
Yeah.
And it motivates you to do it the next day, even though the next day you're going to still feel like, oh, I don't want to do this again.
Yeah.
But you'll do it, and you're going to feel better every time until you're going to start wanting to do it
Okay.
and chase the dopamine you get from it.
So you
Yes.
don't unless a man really wants it, you don't overdo it with them. Like, are we going 7 days a week boot camp right
no,
here?
and that's what we've kind of found out. A
Yeah.
lot of these guys have had workouts, and they're just like, I cannot do this. Like, this is
Yeah.
made for, like, they've done CrossFit stuff,
Yep.
and have gone to CrossFit classes. And, like, this is made for younger guys or
Okay.
guys who are already in shape. And
Yeah.
while that might be true, we kind of get them at a base level, see where they're at. So the first month is kind of seeing where they're at. And then we just make it more intense based off of their fitness level and their goals.
And I would just like to say, and I think your story really helps to not to just constantly go back to that, but they might feel like crap on a Ritz cracker at like 50 something and feel like,
You stole my line. That's
Yeah,
mine.
I know it is
A
your line.
delicacy in some countries.
Yeah, but you definitely felt like crap on a Ritz cracker. That's what you described the feeling when you came out of the stem cell transplant, where they basically nuked everything inside of you. You didn't have energy to even hardly do anything, let alone build the body that you built now. And you built it from feeling that way to where you feel now, which is incredible. And you had setbacks to the point where you couldn't have all the protein shakes and everything for a season.
Yeah.
After that, after a certain maybe like a year after the stem cell transplant, you had to be very careful with supplements. So you had to
Yeah,
even blend chicken.
that's what discipline is. So, like, there's that quote out there that says, do it, energized, do it tired. Do it when you're not feeling like it. Do it, do it when it doesn't matter the ups and downs in the whole, like, on the graph that might happen. You do it anyway. So
Are
when
you
you're-
kind to men or do you push men?
both?
Both.
Yeah, both.
How can you tell when it's needed?
You can tell. Their personalities let us know pretty
Really?
quickly, yeah.
What do men want? Do they want to be jacked and big, or do they just want to feel better and be healthy? What are they coming to? What do they want?
It's different for all men. Most of them would just want to be healthy because most of
Okay.
these guys are coming from a state of where they're really unhealthy.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are, in decent shape and they just want to gain some muscle.
Okay.
And so we help them with whatever their goals are.
Yeah.
Some men just want to look like Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
Yeah, some men.
That's just a 2-month program.
I'm close.
Oh, with you don't have any fat to lose. We could get you there, no problem.
They say that you can look like them in how long?
No,
That would
I'm
be
not.
it.
I'm not. I'm not.
No,
They
but we give them-
there's a non-belief there. That's an identity
No,
then.
but I'm just saying their body type. I'm saying I could look like like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. I
Yeah.
could get there, but I can't get
Brad
here.
Pitt's probably
This is-
shorter than you, Dan.
I don't need to.
I
don't
kind
need
of
to
looked
wait.
like Brad Pitt in Flight Club like a year ago.
Okay. Yeah.
So
it's a
I would-
much more lean build.
Yeah, no. I will say I've gained a lot of muscle and weight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
we'll
over
probably
the past couple
we'll
years.
probably throw a photo up on the YouTube video. Bowen and I in the THM kitchen. You guys took a picture of us, and we were both like, I mean, we had like 25 to 30 pounds less of muscle on
Yeah.
us, and this was just like a year
Yeah,
and
I'm
a
up
half, 2 years
about
ago.
40 pounds.
But look, I'm right today. I'm 155.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't. You correct my belief, but I don't need to be 200.
No,
I mean, will
you
I be
don't.
sick at 200?
You'll always be victim weight, Danny.
Victim weight.
There's a joke out there that anybody under 200 pounds is victim weight.
Victim
No.
weight.
No, but
That's fair.
he wouldn't need to be 200 though.
No,
would
you
he?
don't. You don't. Your body doesn't need to carry 200 pounds.
It's just how hard you laughed over there on the couch. It's the passion in
She
which
has it
you
out
laugh.
for you, Danny. She wants.
Most men though are probably coming to you at this point. They want to shed fat.
Yeah.
They want to shed fat, have more energy so they can, do the things they love and hang out with their kids and actually play with their kids instead of just sit there while
Cool thing
their
about
kids play
men
around
though,
them.
man, they shed fat fast, pretty
Yeah.
much, don't they? You know.
And the more muscles they put on,
Well,
the
and that's kind of
faster
what
they shed.
we want to change that mindset. Is
Okay.
like some of these guys, they don't realize that they think they've been eating terrible food, and they're like, man, this is just how do people do it? And then when in the diets they have been on in the past, they eat their whole calorie daily limit in one meal, and they're
Yeah.
like, what am I doing? And then they end up binging and all this crazy stuff. We change that. Like, we want you to be really active. We want you to gain as much muscle as you can, so you become a burner in the THM
Yeah.
words. words. And so you have like, because your muscle is the most calorie expensive, fat burning organ in your body. That's what we want them to understand.
Yeah, so that you get them out of the lose weight mindset completely.
Yeah.
I just want to be lean. I don't want much
we'll
muscle.
Get there.
Well, then
we'll
you're
get
not going
there.
to burn through the
But the
fuel.
more muscle you
want to
have,
stay
the
lean.
more you can burn while you're asleep, while you're doing literally just existing. Like you burn more calories and more fat in a day just existing, not doing any movement, just your heart, lungs, everything functioning, living, just like here. But if you don't have any muscle and you don't like that, or you're not, and then you're not doing other things like eating healthy food, you're not having movement, then you're just gonna be sedentary and fat.
To your point, even if their goal, their goal will be, I don't want to build muscle, I just want to lose weight. We're still going to throw in some like hypertrophy days, just because.
Hypertrophy for peeps in the room that don't know that term. That's when you're actually growing muscle size.
Yeah, it's hypertrophy.
Yeah.
You fix it.
Hypertrophy is the wrong way to say it.
Well, if you're English woman, you can
So
say
this is
it
what
however
We're
you
allowed to say
want.
things however
Bowen
we
and I
want.
fight all the time. We're
I
like
know.
literally like you guys. Besides, Bowen's like more contrary. Bowen
He's way
Bowen
more
fights with his
contrary.
own opinions.
I do.
Yes,
I will.
hypertrophy. These muscles are your trophies.
Yep. So yeah, we're going to build muscle on these guys no matter if they want it or not. And that way they are burning more calories. It makes our jobs easier too. I mean, they're burning more calories doing absolutely nothing, even sleeping, like he was saying. And so
And it's helping their immune system.
it is, yeah. And having muscle is actually, they're coming out with new studies all the time. It helps you live longer. Like it's one of the main things that help you live longer. It keeps your bone density increases with more muscle, and
And it helps your woman
wrist,
keep
your
thinking
wrist
that
size
you're
go
hot,
up with more
right?
muscle.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
All right.
definitely makes your woman think you're
Hey,
hot.
my grandfather's 86. He takes 25-pound
Yeah.
weights, lays down on a bench, and will grind out 20,
Oh,
and
that's
not
amazing.
be and just be like, well, wait, I got to go now. But I mean, he's right there. Like he
I love
believes
that.
in.
I was literally in a gym this morning in Cool Springs, and there's an old guy. I asked him, I talked to him, I said, how old are you? He's 65 years old, and he had guns twice the size of mine. And he was on TRT and stuff, but
Yeah.
it was just the consistency. He goes there literally 4 days a week, and he just has his job, and his kids are grown up. But it wasn't just like I waited till my kids were grown up and I did it. He literally had been doing it, for years.
Can I ask you something? When men start to transform, they're like, okay, I need accountability, encouragement. I'm going to go with these two young bucks. And they start seeing results and they start transforming. Do they ever tell you, like, what happens to their families? Is it easier for their wife to be healthy? Like, what are they saying to you that is happening, I wonder? Or do you hear back or not?
I would say the two most things we hear is that their wives are much happier with them, and that their kids
Well,
are
I like muscles. I like muscles.
yeah, and their kids are inspired. Usually, their
Really?
kids will start working out with them, and so that's one thing we love to hear because it's starting them, seeing their dads work out. I know we talked about this before, but seeing their dads work out, sons especially, they want to work out with them. So
Yeah.
actually, a lot of these guys are telling me like, oh yeah, my son started working out with me. He's also helping keep me accountable. I'm keeping him accountable, and he's starting to eat better. All sorts of things like that. And it's
And when Pappy feels good, you start doing like hikes together. Your holidays aren't just
date.
at Disneyland with the super
Well,
sodas.
and-
Like you start doing different holidays, vacations that are
I was
all
going to
about
say something too.
movement.
Like, I've noticed working for Trim Healthy Mama over the years, there's been lots of lives and families changed by Trim Healthy Mama. And then I've also heard some families, the mother's like, I don't know what to do with my kids. My husband and my kids don't want to eat this way. But we have noticed when guys get on the program, the family changes.
I heard a
family
statistic the other day about the power of fatherhood, and it said it was something to do with actually church going. If a father goes to church, there is like above an 80% chance their children will go in later life, and if they don't, it was something like less than 10. The father sets such a strong example.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's for
what this
fitness
is about. But we're also, Bo and I were talking before this. We also want to help younger guys too, like who aren't even like if for their future wives, future kids. Like when you're not married yet, we want to help you.
learn while even before you have kids, before you're married, and it'll be that much easier to help your kids and your wives.
A lot of men secretly want their wives to get healthier. They want or slimmer, or they maintain this as a secret. And the slowest way to see that is to tell her directly.
Ooh, yes.
That's just going to hurt her feelings,
Yeah, that
push her
will
further
hurt.
away from
I
you.
think usually it does the opposite.
Does the exact opposite. They self-loathe. Oh my God, I've been ugly this whole time.
But I think it's the same thing when a woman tells the man, "You fat,
Yeah.
gutted thing, I want you to go to the gym." I think it pushes them away too. I feel like that's why men should inspire men. That's why I love that there's a program for men that have men at the helm, not women.
Well, and we want to also like challenge not just like doing it when somebody's seeing you do it. We want like them to like do it when nobody's watching. You're doing it, in the dark. Like what you do in the dark matters, and that's a quote that I can't steal that. I'd love to steal that. But what you do in the dark matters when nobody's watching and you're still being consistent and you're doing what needs to be done.
We have to give Jesus the credit to that one.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, and this is a big thing with women, and we have Trim Healthy coaches, and I always ask them this when I interview them. How do you keep women long-term? So many people go hard, they feel good, 3 months in, and then something happens, they injure themselves and they can't work out that week, and then they go and they, I don't know, back to Coke or whatever, Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I think part of when we first start with any guy, we tell them this is a 3-month program, but it's the program's actual the end result we want from this is not for you just to lose weight. It's to teach you something that you can carry on for the rest of your life. And I know you guys, you always say THM is it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
We teach the same thing, and every weekly call we have with these guys, we're making sure that it's something that they're enjoying it and they're finding ways to make it easier, so that way they can keep it going till they're
Can I say something, Bowen? I love that. Because there's two types of guys, probably more types than that, but there could be a guy that says, I'm going to pay out, and pay through, the pain. I'm going to give over some money to be inspired and to learn the chops and to learn how to not injure myself and to just kind of like get some education on this. Maybe they just do the 3 months. And maybe that's all they need. Maybe then they can be self-ticking for the rest of their time.
Yep.
Or you might be a guy that be like, hey, I need this for the rest of my life. I want the accountability. I want the community. I want everything. Or you could be a person that does 3 months every year. I'm just going to do 3 months per year and then carry on in the dark, inspired by myself. But I just need that little encouragement. They could be all different
We have
kinds.
new products and different packages literally planned out to come that can offer a lot of variety to help with, future after 3 months. But we like to say is we want to be the last fitness coach any guy will ever need again.
Yeah. Okay, well then this brings me to a big question. I think people are probably asking it. Why you two? Yeah, your sons of Trim Healthy Mamas, but why are men going to go to you? What credentials do you have? I remember once you were studying to be a certified fitness, but you a coach.
Still am.
Yeah. Oh, so you're still but why should they come to you? But we're not doctors. Why did women come to us? Because
You lived
they
it.
relate. Yeah,
You lived it.
they related
in the dark.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
lived it.
We lived it in the
Exactly. And
dark.
that, I've been at
Is that
booth-
what
I've been
people feel?
at booths for you guys at women's hormones booths, and women come up and like, why are you here? and I'm like, I'm helping my mom and my aunt. I've been working here for however many years, and they're like, what kind of credentials do they have? Are they doctors? I'm like, no, they literally lived health. Like, would you rather a car that looks like a freaking Mustang that has the worst engine that doesn't even work, or would you rather a car that looks good and has a freaking awesome engine with high horsepower and gets you where you need to go and fast? That's what we're talking about here. Would you like?
We're the car with the.
No, I'm serious.
high
And that's the same thing here. Like,
Yeah.
if most people, if they wanted to get it done, and they're like, why you? I'm like, we've done it.
And I do
We've
want to
done
say
it.
something
you-
about
so,
you
like-
on a personal note. Yes, we know your story. You guys both, and this sounds odd for people not on the hilltop, but you both got married at age 18.
You had to be man overnight.
You've had to support your families. Neither of your wives, they've stayed home, watched children, and you've had to do it hard. We haven't been kind to you. You've worked for other people too. Like, you go sweep the floor.
Ain't no lollipop we gave to you or
No, and I think
silver
that's
spoon.
good though. Like, both of us needed that. Our parents might have been well-to-do and very blessed, and especially in these days. But we both needed that. Like Bowen, when I pulled him on like literally 2 months ago, I was like, hey, do you want to come over here? I really need your help. I'd love for you to come over here. And he was like, the last little bit I've been over at this other company with crazy hours and crazy bosses, he was like, this was good for me. And that's what the mindset is about. This whole thing is like, doing difficult things grow you if you let it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So true.
I think so.
Definitely.
But yeah, no. To answer your question, like we're both. I mean, I've been married almost 10 years. Bowen's like
8 years.
8 years. I mean, we're not like I know some guys are like, oh, they're young, and we are, and we're wanting to learn. But and
You're
this is
old
the-
souls.
But you have to.
I tell the guys, them like I keep them accountable, but they keep me accountable. I know that I have to practice what I preach and tell them, and I have to wake up every single morning and work out. And be active and do the things I say that I'm going to do. Otherwise,
Because
what's the
you
point?
guys have not, you don't have just nothing to do but work out in the gym all day
Yeah,
and track
that's what
your
I'm
macros.
trying to say.
You have families to support. You have children to play with and to spend time with. You have wives that really like spending time with you and really want your time.
I have a couple
And
different
so-
businesses.
yeah.
Bowen's starting up a
So
couple of
it's-
his own. Like
You have to do the balance.
yeah.
And I've also watched, you can talk about your son, but I've watched you exercise, and I remember you going and playing basketball with Bowen and the cousins after getting chemotherapy when you felt like dying.
Yeah.
And you still went out and played basketball because you're like, this is going to be good for me. And so, and you've seen consistency with your son, Bowen.
Well, it's so funny because
consistent.
Kahuru, Bowen's wife, we were actually really close, and she's like, Mom, I'm not really needing to cook much anymore because Bowen's prepping all his meals. I'm like, Bowen? Who, I would force him. I thought I had to make all my, children learn to make breakfast, even my sons. And it was a battle every day. And now he's in the kitchen, like prepping all his meals. I've got it, And so I see that personal responsibility and personal growth. And I'm just kind of look back like, wow.
Bowen, what is your wife's name?
Yeah, I botched it.
Let's go here for a minute.
That's one of the hardest things to help people with, but it's actually pronounced Kaholdu.
Kahaldu.
Yes.
Thank you.
I
You
butchered,
butchered it.
They're
Yeah.
both
She says-
married to Asian women. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
We're the only guys in our whole family that really got new blood into our family.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I know.
And boy, have they made some nice children
Oh,
for
yeah.
us.
Oh, yeah.
For the grandmamas.
Yes. I have Ming Dynasty grandchildren. And
I have Japanese.
Yeah.
So they're delicious.
You
let
know,
me tell
as
you.
I'm listening to this, my brain, I'm not even here. I'm literally in my gym right now. Like for the past
Are
3
you
minutes.
inspired?
Oh my gosh. Not only have I been so far behind the past 2 weeks that just their presence has made me go like, dear God, I am behind and I need to get, not because they're bigger than me, whatever. Just the consistency, the fact that they're coaching men. And when I think about, the why behind it all, I can say this for me. I can't say this. This isn't going to be added to the Bible or nothing like that. So don't worry. But for me, before I got serious about getting the vessel right, I was not fulfilling the divine plan for my life. Was not doing it.
100%.
And I can say for me, I'm not sure it's possible to fulfill the divine plan for my life while the instrument is not in tune.
Oh, that's good.
And, just because I've seen the difference, I've seen the before and after, I see the way I speak to strangers, I see the way I lead my children, I see the confidence I have in knowing what to do when, my wife is bringing me problems to solve.
Mm-hmm.
There is a night and day difference. And I think the world has yet to really understand the magical vessels that we are walking around in that need to be tuned right.
Boy,
That was so good, Dan.
No,
I
wait,
mean, that
wait.
was big Dan. I didn't know
no,
medium
wait,
Dan.
we should in the
But
potty.
I do want to say one
jobs
thing,
are
though.
done.
One thing, just to the woman.
I'll put you a
Okay,
check
because I was
afterward.
going to say, I wanted to speak upon what Danny said, that
You go,
it's
Dan.
so amazing. You sit here with two women week after week, and you get little bits of inspiration. It's taken you many years, but you're medium, Dan. You're so much healthier. You sit here one potty with two guys, and you're like, I'm so far behind. I'm in the gym. You never say that with us.
That's what I was going to
It's
say.
men.
That's what I was going
Yeah.
to say. That was my exact point. So, hey, fist pump. The deal is that I spent my whole life nagging my husband into health and fitness. Nagging. And it never worked, and
Yeah.
it pushed him away. And Arden starts Undefeated Men. Now
Yeah.
Bowen's on board.
3 days later,
He's getting
Sam's
up at 5:30. Now it's like he wants to call the farms Big Arms, Big Farms. Like it's all about like being the warrior and everything. And it's like all I had to do is shut my trap, and let men inspire him. And
Yeah.
so I'm encouraging you wives. It's not necessarily your job. You can relax, you can rest, but maybe introduce them.
But
to these
definitely
guys.
have them listen to this podcast. Let's talk about where men can find you. Like, I think you even have a podcast, but where do men go?
Yeah, so we do have a podcast. It's on Spotify. It's on Amazon Podcast. Not yet on Apple Podcast. And you can go to undefeatedmen.com. You can go to our fitness side. They can sign up for. We have like a monthly coaching plan that's not actually out yet.
What's
but
out right now? If someone
we just
goes
have the
and signs
3-month, 90-day
Okay,
program.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
our main big product. And that's what we're getting all these guys on. And you can also email like me at Arden at undefeatedmen.com or Bowen at undefeatedmen.com.
Can I ask you a challenge? All right. Dan,
I'm scared. That's how you look at me.
he wants to be Big Dan.
Does he though?
Can undefeated men do this for Dan?
Do you want to be
How
Big
big do you
Dan?
want to get?
How
Yeah.
big does he want to get?
Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
Okay.
Can we
there,
we
right?
bring Brad Pitt and
You're
Pipe?
really, like,
how
you're
many
pretty
how
much
many
there.
months? How many
Brad-
months can undefeated men do this? And then can we bring Brad Pitt and Fight Club into this chair?
Well, it just depends on actually how much weight he wants to go.
Depends on
it's
if he's
Brad
going to
Pitt-
pay. Remember what we talked about?
Yeah, so
Yeah, but-
true too. If we pay for him, it's not
No, you
going to
can't pay
happen.
for it. You
Medium
can't
Dan
pay
will
for it.
stay here.
Yeah.
Medium Dan will be in the
And
seat.
if we do it for free, he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
don't
But
force
we
him
can
into
maybe
it.
do like a boot camp where he actually comes out, like every podcast day and does a workout with us. And then we have a workout for the rest of the week that he can follow if he follows it.
Come out early.
It's his eating. He has to consume more
Yeah.
calories and
It's
protein.
thermodynamics.
It's just the law.
Yep.
But, answering like a little bit before when Danny said that and your mom, you said that, there's so many studies that you guys, are meant to be around guys. And I was just doing a podcast with Cal a couple weeks ago. There are so many guys nowadays that don't even have a massive friend. They don't have not even a massive friend group. They don't even have a lot of friends or even a few friends. And guys hanging around other guys, especially if they're calling you to greatness, even if they're like just guys being around other guys, your testosterone will rise to the
Yes.
highest testosterone man in the room.
Really?
Depending on the period of time that you're hanging out with them,
Yeah.
not just the first day, but if you hang out with a person, for a serious amount of time, you do end up mimicking, their attributes.
It's kind of like, how girls, their periods
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, they all
align.
link up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our testosterone levels
Testosterone.
align.
They do.
sync up.
And
That's good.
a lot of men these days, especially just talk about young teenagers. They're just on their screens and all of that kind of stuff. Maybe they're hanging around cardigans, soft-handed people. They ain't got good testosterone
No,
levels.
that's why you as a father, you need to become that man, and you need to get around other men who already have the same attribute or are seeking the same attribute you want.
I've got an idea for your company. Undefeated Men.
Hey.
a good name.
I'm so confused.
No, I was just
Was that-
saying
was
what
that
you're
supposed to be
talking
funny?
about. Yeah, it was a joke. No one got it. Not
so
one person in the room.
Do I laugh?
No, I was just getting so inspired. I thought, Undefeated Man is such a good name.
Slow clap begins.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I still don't get it.
No one gets it.
He just means you're talking about getting around undefeated men. And so wouldn't that be a great name?
To keep going is to hurt.
He doesn't get it.
It's what we're already called undefeated men. Like,
I know, and that was the joke.
oh, okay.
Maybe the ladies watching will get it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. She didn't get it. Coach him.
What is it? Undefeatedmen.com?
Yes, undefeatedmen.com.
Get in there, people.
I think it was the way it was delivered.
Bro, it's over.